Hi. And the series is called Pixel Perfection, and it's really reflection on how technology and its evolution has impacted the ways in which we see ourselves and the ways in which we document ourselves, and trying to capture this like moment in time, but over. Greetings from the studio. It's another Monday. Low-key, I think this might be my first Monday in the studio in like 2 weeks or so. Babes, I was like itching to get here, so been here all day, but it is time to get painting. So, starting a new series today, more on that later, but we got this canvas. It's 24 by 30, which I've only worked with once before, but no time like the present, so let's get into it. Okay. Okay, this is the progress we've made today. Very pleased with it. I see the vision. Let me turn it around so y'all can like fully see. Yeah. Into it. Ready to really get into the color. So excited. Oh, we love the good morning. It's a new day in the stew. Once again, very happy to be here. But what's new? I literally just walked in and I'm so excited to paint today. It's Wednesday. The video for the week is out, which means I get to like come up for air and just be a freaking artist, okay? And not spend all day on a laptop, which is what I was running from all along. Anyway, I wanted to show y'all my new book. Art on My Mind by Bell Hooks. Okay, so I have been wanting to either reread All About Love or read another Bell Hooks book, really as a way to kind of like reroot and ground myself in my values and the values that fuel my art practice. And I thought it was so interesting. I was like, at the bookstore with my wife, and usually like she'll just ask me to go, and it's just because she wants me there, but not because I'm really gonna buy anything, because I read on Kindle for the most part. But I've been thinking more about the role of like research in my practice, and just really coming to understand that like some of the best art is heavily researched, and people like artists will figure out what they want to be influenced by and what sort of other people have like words, but done sort of like more exploration into specific topics and read their works and bring together sort of seemingly unrelated things in order to make a new body of work. And as I think about like what my creative process is and how I want to be approaching my future painting series, I was like, I want to be reading more books about art and creativity as an act of resistance and freedom. Okay, so in Bell Hooks' Art on My Mind, The back says, in Art on My Mind, one of the country's most influential feminist thinkers offers a tender yet potent suite of writings for a world increasingly concerned with art and identity politics. This collection of bell hooks' essays, each with art at its center, explores both the obvious and obscure, from ruminations on the fraught representation of Black bodies to reflections on the creative processes of women artists to analysis of the use of blood in visual art. I won't read the whole thing, but at the bottom it also says like visual politics. And I thought this was interesting because a few months ago, I was talking to my mom and we were just talking about like who has access to beautiful things. And the aesthetic is political, and we use visuals to communicate so many things. And when we see different aesthetics and visuals, we associate certain things with them and make assumptions based off of those things. So to think that art is not political is a wild thought, if you ask me. But because of that, I really want to just continue to be rooted in what my politic is and what I want to make sure my work is expressing. And that is a very pro-woman, pro-queer, pro-Black, pro-authentic, honest, transparent, pro-freedom point of view, and continuing to just like ground myself in my thoughts and get more crisp on what I believe and why, and using that to really fuel what I create in the stories I tell around my work is like, yes, this is like my nerd dreams coming true. I could use my brain for so many things, but I would rather use it for this. So I need to find more time to do more reading in the studio. And I'm looking forward to building out my book collection in here. I have a ton of books at home about like art and painting and like, you know, just like the technical aspects of making art. But I want to add to my canon of books about being an artist, the power of art, the role of art in our world, the creative processes of artists that I love and artists that I'm learning about and all of that. So this is my little first foray. I'm very excited. That's kind of where I'm at. Something my wife said to me recently was like, your new life seems so fun. And yeah, it is much more fun. It's much more rewarding. I feel way more like at peace and grounded. I know that I'm doing a much better job of taking care of myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. None of that is easy work for me. And honestly, having a job made it easy for me to excuse my lack of care for those things. Also, those jobs didn't really want me to be caring for myself, but I digress. So yeah, I just feel like so much better. And as more time passes and I get to live this life, I just feel like it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything is going to fall into place, and I need to focus on learning and making and trying and failing and doing it all over again. So that's what I'm focused on. Morning. Okay, so I just got here and so it's Thursday. I need to show y'all the progress we made on this painting, and rather than do anything else to it today, I actually think I'm gonna set it to the side and start another one, just because I actually think it's finished and I don't want to overwork it. So I also wanted to talk to y'all about what this series is about and why I'm doing it, why I'm excited about it. Is there something on my face? My face looks red. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna get up to today. I have a friend coming to visit the studio, so that'll be cool. Yeah, let me get my things set up. I did a little, why is my face red? Anyway, I did a little updates in here. I felt like because I'm starting a new series, I should refresh the space a little and like invest a little bit more in it. And since I, you know, finished a series and stuck with the plan, these are sort of my rewards for being consistent, getting my things done, and endeavoring into a new project. So we got this little cork board up here. What's funny is when I was looking for a corkboard, I was just thinking, a regular little situation. But then in my search, I'm like, oh, y'all have updated what the corkboards can do and be. Love that. So that's the corkboard. And then I also got a mini fridge because I want to be able to have like drinks for guests, keep a little, I don't know, probably like salad dressing and hot sauce or something like that. But yeah, just so that I have more of what I need in here, it's more comfortable, and that should help me be more focused and doing the things I want to do. So those are a few of my little updates. Hi, happy Saturday. I don't usually record at home on the weekends, but I'm actually having a perfect Saturday. So yeah, I'm having a perfect Saturday. I woke up, showered. My wife and I had our weekly check-in, went and got coffee. I took her to one of my favorite, well, she drove, but we went to one of my favorite coffee shops. So that was cool. We went for a little walk. Then I came home. What did I do when I got home? Oh, I listened to music for a little bit, and then I went to Trader Joe's, got some groceries, came back, we watched a little basketball. I made a chicken pita. Now I'm about to paint. I just walked Sogi. Look, he's just there being his regular lazy boy self. Say hello to the camera. Yeah, say hi. Is this your first? I was gonna ask if it was his first vlog appearance, but it was also a very short-lived one. That's his personality. Anyway, I'm about to paint a little practice painting. I have my setup right here. Let me show y'all. I got my paint tray here, smoothie back there because a girl needs fuel, paint, and then my brushes down here. So yeah, that's my little setup. And oh, actually, I meant to show y'all this one. This is a practice painting I did a couple weeks ago that I really don't like. And so it actually is what's making me, like, I kind of avoided painting at this spot since I made that because I don't like it. But we have a fresh canvas now, that's behind me. I can sort of move on and just see what new comes. So I know what I want to paint. I have a sort of aesthetic and style in mind. I want to try to do a little bit of blending and see how that goes. So I'm gonna get into that and probably put y'all in time lapse. Practice painting, unloading. Let's go. Oh, also the reference is a friend of mine who I used to work with at Spotify, and they just always post like selfies and photos from their life that I'm like, this is beautiful. And they're usually in nature, and it is just beautiful to be able to witness people being like carefree and surrounded by nature and like lush greenery. And so yeah, I'm not gonna give too much away. Hopefully what I'm capturing comes across as the painting unfolds. So let's paint, babes. Hi! I'm in the studio on a rare Sunday, and I love this for me. I'm having a lovely weekend. I did like a practice painting at home yesterday, and I think I told y'all about what I did. Yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday. So yeah, but today I'm in the studio working on this painting. It's called Black to the Future, and it's a part of a series that I haven't talked about in much detail yet. And the series is called Pixel Perfection, and it's really my reflection of, or rather, reflection on how technology and its evolution has impacted the ways in which we see ourselves and the ways in which we document ourselves, and trying to capture this like moment in time, but over a period of time, ranging from like camcorders. My grandparents had a camcorder when I was a kid, and there's this like memory that's etched in my brain. There's also a photo from this that goes with it, where my grandmother's recording me, and I'm like in this hot pink swimsuit, which is just so on brand for me. And I'm like, my turn, ma. And I wanted to be the one that was sort of like doing the documenting. And I think there's something so interesting about like as a kid feeling like you have a point of view and wanting to share that. And I clearly was already trying to do that with the camera, which I think coming to where I am now and like thinking about myself as an artist is like I'm kind of doing the same thing. And I think that's really cool. But then also sort of jumping ahead in my life to like my time working in tech and how that influences how I see the world. Like I've always loved technology. It's why I paint like gigapets. I've drawn countless Game Boys, but also like tapes. And I have a tattoo of like an old school TV, because I think like all of these tools and devices really have sort of given us more ways to express ourselves, more ways to see ourselves, but then also when left unchecked can sort of wreak havoc, mess up all of our collective psyche such that everybody thinks they have ADHD. And I think that's something like a human experience worth documenting. And I have just so many thoughts about that. And so that's really what I want to sort of explore in this series, and try to visually capture all of the thoughts that I have around our relationship with technology and devices, and how they've sort of shaped our perceptions of ourselves and each other and the ways that we capture ourselves. So I hope that makes sense. I'll talk more about probably like how each painting kind of fits into that theme, but that's really what the series is about. Both of the paintings that I worked on in this video are in that series, and you'll probably start to see the themes across them as I continue to work on them. So, bye.